Live across WA from the studios of Seven Perth, Susanna Carr and Rick Arden.
Tonight, the Ben Cousins bombshell.
Ben Cousins has been suspended indefinitely from the West Coast Eagles Football Club.
The Brownlow medalist banished from the Eagles, drug tested by the AFL.
Ben was drug tested late yesterday.
He was.
Yes, he was.
You're watching 7 News.
Good evening, welcome to 7 News. West Coast Eagles former captain Ben Cousins has been banished from the club. Cousins is suspended indefinitely for breaking too many rules. The final straw was when the Brownlow medalist failed to show up at training.
It's been revealed he was drug tested at Eagles headquarters on Monday. And from inside the club, a story of turmoil is emerging, with fellow players coming to blows over the dramatic downfall of their former skipper. Reece Whitby has the story.
West Coast Eagles chairman Dalton Gooding delivered the bombshell announcement.
As a result of Ben Cousins breaching team rules by failing to attend training yesterday, with a full endorsement from the player leadership group, the match committee, our senior coach, our CEO and the board, Ben Cousins has been suspended indefinitely from the West Coast Eagles Football Club.
Ben Cousins played in a practice match with teammates on Saturday afternoon. He was the standout player, but on Saturday night, Cousins was notably absent from teammate Michael Braun's engagement party. The function attended by most Eagles players, former players, coaching staff and other club officials. It's known Cousins recently broke up with his longtime girlfriend, Samantha Druce.
Ben has got a number of private and personal issues he needs to deal with. Over the past few weeks, those issues have come to surface, and it's time that Ben is suspended from the club to go away and try and tackle these personal and private issues head on.
The announcement was the end of a tumultuous 24 hours. 7 News understands it started with a confrontation involving Daniel Chick, Andrew Embley and Samantha Druce at Chick's northern suburbs house, where Cousins had been living recently. It's understood Chick and Embley have since been involved in 2 physical clashes at the club. Chick was angry when he left Eagles headquarters after the Cousins announcement today. He seemed to be gesturing to Eagles officials, including assistant coach Peter Sumich. Development coach Peter Worsfold then appears to attempt to calm Chick. Chick also missed yesterday's training and has been disciplined. Ben Cousins' last public outings were on Sunday. In the morning, he was at a match recovery session, the last Eagle to run off Kitchener Park after the main group.
Number 9, Ben Cousins.
Later, the former skipper was at the club's jumper presentations and mixing with the fans.
All of the players will receive their jerseys. There are some players who have changed.
But the Eagles champion was a no-show at training yesterday.
Do you know why he didn't attend training? Has he given you an explanation?
We do not know why he hasn't attended training. He just didn't turn up for training. That is a breach of team rules, and it's a result of breaching team rules on other occasions, and we've decided to take this action.
AFL drug testers were at the Eagles yesterday. Was Ben available to the drug testers yesterday?
Ben was drug tested late yesterday.
He was.
Yes,
What was
he
the outcome of that test?
You don't know that for several weeks.
Last week, Dalton Gooding admitted a small number of Eagles had a problem with alcohol and drugs. Today he was asked about the personal problems plaguing his star player.
Are they drug related?
They are very personal, very private issues. Our club is prepared to work with Ben. He's one of our great players. It's a very sad day for our club and the club's history, and we have a duty of care to all employees of our club, and we'll work closely with Ben and his family to help him overcome these private and personal issues.
Cousins is 28. In this exclusive interview recorded for a 7 News special, he revealed he knew he was under intense scrutiny.
The professionalism, the pace of the game, the demands on players, the pressure on players to perform, the pressure on players to conform. It's part of AFL footy, I guess, in all aspects of the game, And from the footy club, they just keep tightening the screws.
Late last year, Ben Cousins was arrested for being drunk outside Melbourne's Crown Casino. That was after he was stripped of the captaincy after abandoning his four-wheel drive and fleeing a police booze bus. Today, the fans were again disappointed.
It's a shame. It's a shame they can't sort of get their act together. There's no need to carry on like some of them do.
Do you applaud the club's stance?
Yep, definitely. It's a big cookie. It's crumbled. That's it. Silly fellow.
The reigning premiers and this year's flag favourites should be flying high, but the club's under siege over its players' off-field behaviour. Chad Fletcher's under pressure to release a hospital report on his collapse during a team trip to Las Vegas last year. It's an indication of just how bad things are at this club that they've done this to arguably one of their greatest players. And it's a clear message to other players about their behaviour in the future. But the club isn't ruling out a return of one of its most decorated and celebrated sons.
It will depend entirely on when we believe Ben is in appropriate condition to come back to the club once he has overcome his private and personal issues. That may be weeks, it may be months, it may be a year.
Ben is the biggest sportsman in WA. And I think the public need to understand that he's human and he's made a few mistakes. He's addressing them now. The club are, in one hand, suspending him. On the other hand, immediately putting a course of action to help Ben get through a tough time in his life.
Is this the darkest day for your club, Dolphin?
I think it's a sad day. Thank you.
Rhys Whitby, 7 News.
Tomorrow night, an exclusive live interview with Eagles coach John Worsfold.